Oh, that's delayed. Oh, I thought I fixed this. Let's check real quick. Excuse me. Whew. Evening, everyone. Let's tweet out this stream. Welcome, everyone. We are entering the second act of Final Fantasy XVI. This is the second act. Continue. It's been a while. It may be like at least 2 weeks. It feels like more than 2 weeks. Yeah, no, technically 3. Last we left off, Cid fucking died.
The finest silks from the master weavers of Randalar. Come, feel its softness.
Make a nice gift for your wife. Sausage, all from greens-fed farm
And that's
birds.
it.
None of the old courses you'll find elsewhere. Here, take a bite.
All we know is that all we know right now that's important from last stream is Cid died. Also, Joshua's very much still alive.
It's all fresh. Picked this very morning.
Unguents, ointments, poultices. Palmatives, curatives, restoratives. Unguents, ointments, poultices. Might I interest you in a potion, milady? Perhaps a soothing salve to ease the aches of the road?
A soothing salve.
I'm sorry. I wish you well, but may the mothers guide you. Calmatives, curatives, restoratives. Unguents, ointments, poultices.
No time for those without coin.
Palmatives, curatives, restoratives.
Without Gil. Makotas wears if you have Gil. I should make that my search bio.
It's good to see you, Cid.
What the hell?
What have we learned?
What the scallop?
The bearers are locked up in an old courthouse on the edge of town. And I hardly need tell you who is there to make sure they stay that way.
Kupka's private guard.
It's a trap. And not a very good one at that.
I guess we're turning it all the way up, shit.
Another? What does he hope to gain from this?
I'll have the captives free before nightfall.
You do nothing of the sort. Our comrades didn't give their lives for you to get your throat slit in a god's forsaken slum.
So those in the courthouse should be left to suffer.
That's not what I said. I simply meant it doesn't have to be you who frees them. Damn it all. You're as stubborn as the old Cid was. Just don't say I didn't warn you. You're Cid now, and if anything happens to him, we're finished.
I wonder how much time has passed since what happened and now.
Please, we don't know anything. You have to believe us. We'd help you if we could.
Imagine just wearing a chainmail sock over your face.
Forgive him, my lord. He did not mean to offend.
Quiet, you!
No sign of Hugo.
I'll wager he thinks as highly of his minions' traps as we do.
Then this should be easy.
Don't hurt us. I beg of you.
Quiet means quiet, branded scum.
It's going to be all right. I'm here to even the odds. Any objections?
Tim! The outlaw. Sid's here!
Fuck! Sid's theme. Sid's quote, Sid's theme.
Come on! Go! Summon the others!
It took 6 minutes to get watery-eyed.
Safe.
Sid dies here!
Alright, let's remember how to play. That's the wrong one. Someone has a spell at me, so I'm just gonna keep mashing. I want that one. No. Oh, there's lightning rod. Oh shit, that's right. Up. Yep, there we go. Fuck, it feels good, man.
Outlaws in here! Bring me his head!
I gotta say, Stiff Year competition for games and Game of the Year. I might have enjoyed the gameplay of Final Fantasy, the combat of Final Fantasy 16 the most out of all of them so far. Though I don't know, there are still, we have to finish Final Fantasy mode to get my full opinion. Because there's, so far in the base game at least, yeah, we talked about it before, but we need more engagement with system mechanics, being like, necessary to interact with. But at the same time, that's sort of a DMC thing. They're so freeform, you can really play them however you want. So long as you're dishing out the damage and you're dealing it at your own rate that you're happy with, you're playing it right. Oh shit, I thought that was her. But yeah, I talked about all that in the prior stream.
Enough of this! Let him play with the kitten!
They brought a pet.
So this boss was the, when I first did it, I accidentally did it with, without taking any damage.
Those things are fast.
It's been almost a month since I last played, so I don't think I'm gonna be,
Nice try.
getting that record again.
Too slow.
Let's see, just making sure I'm ready for
Nice try.
when I deal damage. I had something else we're dealing damage into. Oh, right, the dodges.
Okay.
Well, no need for it now. Oh, there goes no damage. Let's see. Still got it? Yeah, looks like it. Ain't nothing to it. Oh shit, I blew it. There we go. I want to say he has a project. Ah, fuck it. Oh, I forgot about that too, the circle attacks.
Too slow.
One more time. Fuck.
To hell with this.
I turned it down like minus 1.5. See how that is.
They'll tell Hugo.
Let them. There's been more than enough bloodshed for one day.
Fuck. So since last stream, I had COVID. Been fucking rough. I'm doing perfectly fine. Well, not perfectly fine. I'm doing a lot better today. But it's been a rough week, I'll tell you what.
Murderer. All of our friends are dead because of you. Do you hear me? They used us as bait. Bait to lure you out of your stinking hole, all because you couldn't just let things be.
What are you even doing here? We never asked to be saved. Did you think we'd thank you? They'll never forgive us. We're all marked now.
For 5 years we fought to secure a better life for our kind. To see that we are treated as equals. Do you not want that?
What we want is to be left alone. Every time you show your faces, it is we who suffer.
It's all right.
Not necessarily wrong.
I'm sorry.
Correlation doesn't equal causation. But it is kind of a Kiryu thing. I call it a Kiryu trope.
Just leave us be. This is our home, and this is where we'll stay.
But anyway, yeah.
Sid told us this wouldn't be easy. They'll come round.
Sid's always right.
If you say so.
Still feel pretty rough, so I don't know how long we'll go tonight. We are coming up on my favorite part in the game. But I forgot how much filler there is now. So we might not get to my favorite part in the game until next stream. Also, after Final Fantasy XVI, Starfield will probably be out, and that'll probably be the next playthrough then.
That night 5 years ago, we destroyed
It was
what
a
for many was a
5-year
symbol of
time skip.
for a reason they'll never know. We cannot blame them for thinking us the cause of their misery. Though it's to give them a better tomorrow, they see only that we've made their lives harder today. Yet the boil must be lanced if it is to heal.
I can't help but wonder if we've made the right choice.
When Sid said that he wanted to create a world where we were free. Free to choose our own path.
I've really been thinking about it, and it really is. If Jill just had some flashbacks,
only that it was our own.
Substantial flashbacks,
I miss him.
she would have appeared as a way more like
live and die as equals. That's what he wanted.
presentable, I guess.
And that's why I bear
substantial
his name.
Character.
It's why we've all chosen to bear his legacy. And I'm not going to let anything stand in our way.
Ride's over, lovebirds. Home, sweet home.
Talk your shit, Torgal. Yeah, there's the hideaway now. Xenoblade ass dead airship. I'll check audio levels, see how they are in the settings. Home sweet home. Let's take a gander. Wow.
Otto was asked.
This would be more annoying if it was on surround sound still.
Let's go and see him.
Never a dull moment.
Welcome back, Sid.
But in
Otto will want to know what happened in Cosnes. I expect he'll be in the mess.
what was I saying? Oh yeah, the audio was really peculiar in this game. So you can see we can have audio volumes come first. But yeah, still feel pretty crappy. Definitely better than I have been for the last week. But I don't know if we'll go for 2 hours. We'll see.
Ah, there you are, Clive. Word of your adventures arrived this morning. Victor sends his thanks.
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me. Not a single one of the bearers we saved showed any interest in coming with us. No one seems keen to join hands with an outlaw. Any news while we were away?
Sid the Outlaw.
None worth mentioning. Gav's still off keeping an eye on the Republican army. Should be back any day now.
Understood. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the map room.
Well, that's how good I'm feeling. Also, when I lay down, the gross stuff builds up
Can't work that one out.
when I lay down. So I felt worse laying down. But it's been on and off. How I've been feeling has been extremely inconsistent.
Yet this is where she's chosen to be. And I'm sure she has her reasons.
The other day I was out of bed. I was out of bed all day. In the morning, felt crappy. By the evening, I felt pretty good because I've been standing up and just getting everything out of my system. Laid down, it all started building back up. I felt worse than I did at the morning before. But now that's not happening anymore. I also tilted my mattress up so that I'm not laying completely flat anymore. Vivian!
I'd trust I'm not intruding.
Back from your mission? I'm beginning to think your habit of surviving cannot be attributed to luck alone.
One might say the same of you, Vivian Ninetails.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on my life, and none was especially memorable. So,
Sid died.
To what do I owe the honor? Could it be that you've come for one of my lessons?
Is that so hard to believe?
And they just turned it into...
Very well,
Sid was so well known, they just
Shall
turned
we
it
start
into
with
a
the state
title.
of the realm? To absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of armies and outlaws. Well, mostly armies. Though that's not for want of trying, is it, Clive?
It works
But
out
the
to
real
keep
question is, how
Clive
did we
more or
get
less
here?
his identity under wraps. To just go by Sid anyway. Like, Kupka doesn't even know.
Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern Storm has endured, recent days have seen the Blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim
So,
less blackened
Sid
pastures.
died, and there was a 5-year
But
time
Odin
skip
would
after he
sooner
died.
pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish
Because Hugo,
And the
as
Empire
Titan,
pays dearly
destroyed
for
the
every
base,
blade of
the
grass
hideaway.
bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly, there is
The
no
realm.
better place to stage an army. From there,
Yes.
the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
You were born in Twinside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet, in spite of it all, she has ever
Today's been the
endured.
first day I've been able to breathe
And
through
when
my
the storm
nose
has
consistently.
passed, I am confident she will remain. Now,
But my mouth
as
is
to
all
the matter
fucked
of
up from all the
payment for
mouth
today's
breathing.
lesson,
I have multiple
complete
canker
a simple
sores and
errand
my
for
lips
me,
are all
and we shall
chapped.
consider ourselves even.
Even. Right.
Return this volume
With this
to old
time skip,
tomes
they
on the
also
shelves.
start just kind of throwing
Tell him
characters
it
like
was
Vivian at you, as if they've been here the whole time. Like, look at her outfit, look at her character.
Visit our resident historian.
You know, she'll be here for the rest of the game, but still, it's just weird she's so, like, there, but she wasn't here until now, just out of nowhere. Otto was there the whole time. He was at the original hideaway, but he was so insignificant. And now it's like irrelevant character. It's really like, you know what they're doing with Aaronvale right now? Like Aaronvale was an NPC and now he's so important, even though we don't know why he's important, other than the new world is his home, right? Other than that. But Aaronvale is important enough to get CG now. But this ain't expansions, that's just Act 1 to Act 2. Anyway, there's a hunt board, but I don't think we're gonna do the hunts. I don't know. It depends if the optional quests give me further boosts, which I still don't want to do them even if they do. But they might be necessary. So I don't know, we'll see. If we do, we're really gonna like skip through the cutscenes of the side quests.
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Or I can do them on my off time. I
is a
hardly
name I
have
have not heard for a
I have
long
more off
time.
time these days, but
So long, in fact, I had half forgotten it was mine. Welcome home, Clive.
oh, Hippocrates
You
wasn't
were
there
missed,
either.
As always.
I believe this belongs to you. Vivian asked me to return it.
Hippocrates is very much just now here. And we're good friends, but it has, again,
Ready?
5 years. We had 5 years to be
Our
acquainted.
resident scholar devours books faster than young Tet does
And I
lemon
can't,
tarts.
uh...
Would that I could do the same. But alas, I no longer possess the necessary constitution for such indulgence, either in words or tarts. That said,
I have continued my search for mention of the creature you encountered at Drake's Head, but without access to the great libraries of Oriflamme or the Dominion, I regret that I have been able to find little and less. I am sorry.
Please, don't apologize. I'll send word to our associates. See if they can't furnish you with more books.
I fear it is not more books that I require, but the right ones. Mayhap we look in the wrong places. There are still libraries to the north.
I'll see what I can do.
You are too kind. There are not many in this world who would indulge the whims of a tired old historian.
Not too tired to go filching Kupo nuts, though. Always
The
got
food,
a pocket
the snack.
for him. Nicks him off the Moogle.
Hush now. We all know there's no such thing as Moogles.
Mm-mm.
The twins seem well.
Aye. Yet they laugh far too little for one so young. The loss of their parents weighs heavy on them, however well they hide it. Titan took much from us that night, from some more than others, and the wounds that remain.
Damn, I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna turn it up here in OBS.
Which is why we must give them all the time they need.
That we must. Just as I must give you the time you need to recuperate. Good day, Clive.
Good day.
We'll see if 3 DB's enough.
Gav will be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
So, fuck. People are here. Oh, it's been... So, the way this game does its time skip... time skips are kind of a trope in JRPGs. But to me, when they happen, they're really jarring. Because it could be at, like, a point of resolution, and you have that point of resolution, and then it will say, boom, 5 years have passed. Here, they don't tell you when the time skip happens, or they don't tell you how much time has passed. You don't know it until some stuff has already happened, and you have to mentally figure out that there was a time skip in the first place. It's kind of the same thing in Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom could have told you how long it's been since Breath of the Wild, or how long it was since Link and Zelda went up.
Knock back a blink and you're already off solving
They could have told you
everyone's
right away, but
problems.
they didn't.
And it's
And I
good,
think that was a really strong,
well with the
engaging
scale.
plot idea
I'd
to
had
not
that
tell
brand for
you,
so long.
or to wait to tell you.
I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself.
Very strong narrative tool.
And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter
Oh
from
yeah, they
Gav.
removed
Otto left it on your desk.
the branding on Clive,
stole us.
on his cheek.
All right, I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
And they talk about it later in side quests that we're gonna skip. But the surgery to get that thing
Gav
removed
feel worthy
could have
of a
easily
letter?
killed him. It was not easy.
Perhaps I should just have Blackthorn make me a new one.
Is it business or pleasure? Go on then.
Just checking. Make sure. What do these do? Limit break. Nothing too important. Cool, but not important. Oh, we got mud. Oh, I already own one. Never mind. Already own these.
Come again.
Oh, wait.
Or don't. I'm not. Well, don't just stand there, gob.
Yeah, do need to stock up
You're
on
rubbing me
these.
blind, you know. It'd better all be here.
What do you need?
Yeah, because it's,
What do you want?
I mean, if you're coming right off of Sid's death, and it's like, well, now what do we do? Because the game just moves on. The plot, it just keeps going, and it's like, well, and it does it in a engaging way where it's like, wait, where are we? What just happened? How much time did we pass? It pulls you out of your comfort zone for a little bit, for the sake of keeping you engaged, which can easily go wrong. to, because that can also be misconstrued with confusing the viewer. You can't afford to confuse them. Flame Tongue reforged. Stormcry reforged. Okay.
Should last you a good while. No scratches, all right? Not bad.
There we go.
I do say so myself.
Once the hall's swept, it's over to the top.
Is the stuff still here? No, this is all empty. Wow, I gotta collect all the— oh shit, I gotta collect all this again. I don't think any of those are missable.
Otto was here earlier with a letter from Gav. He left it on your desk.
Uh-oh. I don't know what to think about this. This has made me realize if there's DLC, oh boy, if there's DLC, I hope they do like an episodes thing that's like, I hope they do separate scenarios. I really hope they do separate scenarios.
What does Gav have to say?
Like how 15 did
Republican army is on
DLC.
the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kupka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
That's how they've always done it anyway, I guess. That's how Square does
It's
it.
more than that.
Thank God.
This is our chance. The one we've been waiting for.
Even Kingdom Hearts did it like that. Okay, good. Because I was gonna say, if it worked like Fallout, and I had to bring my current Clive into that DLC.
All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years.
I would maybe have to do all those quests
again.
again.
Been granted. We might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
I know, but...
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
He did. He was there.
Yeah, still kept the feather.
It wasn't an illusion.
Joshua's alive, by the way.
I heard him call out to Ultima.
Ultima's the villain, by the way.
If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come back?
One thing about everything that happens,
and we must be ready when he does,
that I can't explain, and I don't think there is an explanation for it yet, is when we saw Ultima for the first time, Sid knew who Ultima was. There is no explanation as to why or how Sid knew who Ultima was. No fucking clue. No explanation.
To Sid.
Ultima popped out of the fucking crystal. Joshua, it can make sense. You can figure, and then there's more on that. It makes sense that Joshua would know Ultima, especially because Joshua also kind of like absorbed Ultima currently. But that's neither here nor there. So it makes sense Joshua knows Ultima. Why the fuck did Sid know Ultima? And again, there's no fucking answer to that. That never gets... And maybe
so the
DLC
North is
will.
lost.
But...
I knew that the Blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this... This is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more.
Really love Joshua's outfit.
The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
And it is not that Josh has to avoid Clive. Joshua just has to do
Master Clive,
other places to go.
My apologies. I didn't mean to intrude.
Well, just drinks.
We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well.
So yeah, once we go south, that's my favorite part of the game. I think everything in the game starts, really, like, starts peaking. Once we go south of the map. Down here. Once we start going down here, everything's gonna start, like, that's the roller coaster up. Until then, we gotta take care of some other stuff. You know what's happened since last time was a fucking fan fest. And the subtle confirmation that this game will also be on Xbox at some point in time. Probably with the PC version releasing.
What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria started a fight over at Martha's Rest. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. The usual. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone. And that ain't like her, Clive. Something's not right.
You think this was planned?
Of course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip around the Duchy's balls. They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to the Holy Throne, conspiring to restore the House of Rosfield.
Some of my favorite characters will also start
But
appearing
now it
more.
sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing, complained that it was getting harder and harder to take bearers in.
And now she's missing. If she's fallen into the hands of the Empire, we could be next.
Couple of curse breakers are already on their way to the inn. They should speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is, you might end up having to save their asses and all.
Don't worry, Otto.
I don't know, I might go for a
I'll make
while
sure everyone
tonight.
gets home safe.
The thing is, because I just feel good. Cock and ball. Caulk and ball. Sorry. Anyway. No time for that. No time for that, Goku. Yeah, if that wall doesn't have any of the
What happened here?
things left.
Come on. We need to find the others.
Because here's the thing, is I expect this game to have challenge DLC. Well, I mean, if it does that, I guess it'll just be at that obelisk thing anyway. Guess it's not worth thinking too much about.
What said you'd be coming?
I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help. And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes. They're saying the Imperials ascended like a storm. No one was spared their fury. Martha tried to step in and calm things down, but all our efforts got her were a pair of iron shackles and a hard march.
Any idea where?
Judging by their tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey, sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take care of the people here.
We will. But, before you go, one of the locals heard something. He said the soldiers were talking about a culling. I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't sound good. Be careful out there, Sid.
You do the same.
We do have a side quest for Chocobo. Though...
Cole is right. That was no tavern brawl. It was a message.
But a culling. Bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher up.
I kind of wish I didn't have to do it, but... Yeah, I can't even do them off stream because I don't know what the cutoff points are. And that would be way too much to keep track of, so we might just do side quests on stream. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was hold L3, so if we could, we would. Alas, we cannot.
Look. Up ahead. Martha. Are you hurt?
Found her.
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something.
Tell us what happened.
What happened? The damn Black Shields, that's what happened.
The Black Shields?
The bastards caught wind. The abbot and I were helping bearers. They were gonna hang us both. When the sick rose from their beds. Poor souls turned on the Imperials. Distracted them long enough for me to get away.
Then... they may still be alive. Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn? Cole is there with the other curse breakers.
I think so. Thank you, Clive.
Black Shields? Is this some sort of twisted joke? There has only ever been one Order of Shields in Rosaria, and...
Okay, well, he was explaining it. The Black Shields were Rosaria.
Fought to defend all her citizens.
That's
Seems
what
a step
Clive
too
was.
far, even for the Empire.
So his mom is mocking him, essentially, with that. Sorry, blowing my nose. Okay. Huh. It's just, you know, like the feeling of when you are sick but you start feeling better, and just feeling normal feels like extra good because you haven't felt that relief in such a while. That's what I'm at. It's a certain fucking zen when my nose becomes clear and my sinuses aren't fucked up. It gives me the serotonin I need to stream 6 hours. Let's go. Until I need to cough, and then it's so over. But once I blow my nose, we're so fucking back.
Are we too late?
There might still be someone inside.
No.
Damn it.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the bearers to this.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
That bitch of an innkeeper must have sent them. Colluding with the enemies of the Empire is a serious offence.
And for their crimes shall they be punished. Such is the law. To dwell in darkness that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these our swords we swear.
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive.
This won't take long.
Oh, fuck. Turn towards the church to get better frame rate. Fuck!
Farewell.
By the way, we won Splatfest. Let's go, Shiver. I say that now before it gets sad again.
Is that all of them?
I think so. I didn't see the abbot. He may still be alive.
It's also been nice to, like, have an excuse for not having a sleep schedule. I have slept more in, like, the last 48 hours than I ever have as, like, I think as an adult, since college at least.
The abbot.
Let me go.
The bearers died protecting him.
And also, it was shitty sleep. It wasn't even
upon
good.
what little magic they had left in their bodies.
Excuse me.
Clive. He's breathing.
Again, yeah, when magic users
Friends of Martha.
use up their
We're here
magic,
to help.
they turn and evaporate like this.
Are the Imperials dead?
They are. Every last one.
If only that were true. The Black Shields will return. The cullings will continue. Rosaria will never be saved unless we save her. Tell Mother to beg Sid's aid and tell her this wasn't her fault.
I shall.
Shit really should be like a full cutscene,
Sid, where are you?
not a canned animations with still camera.
In here. We found a survivor.
Clive.
Or-
He's gone.
Especially because the acting's too fucking good.
We've laid the abbot to rest. But the bearers... they didn't need to die like this.
No, they didn't. But it was their choice. They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms, fighting for those who fought for them.
Martha said they rose from their beds, threw themselves at the Imperials so she and the abbot could escape.
I've gathered the bearers' remains. We should consign them to the tide.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. Riddick's Jump. The currents there are swift. If the abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself and performed the casting. I'll get someone to...
I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
Sakaguchi finished Final Fantasy XVI over the weekend, and his opinion of the game was controversial because he liked it. The controversy, if we remember, you know, everyone really does praise this game, right? The controversy comes from the end. Sakaguchi liked the game and he liked the ending. We can talk about that when we get there. Because there's a very specific reason why the game's ending is the way it is, and also why Sakaguchi enjoyed it. But otherwise, yeah, Sakaguchi really loved Final Fantasy XVI. I think part of that is definitely, like, Yoshi P definitely has Sakaguchi in mind while making the game, right? Hunt time.
Do you think it's spotted us, Torgal? What am I saying? Of course it has. It's a floating eyeball.
Keen eye, you.
Nice try.
So I have no idea. Oh, Doom is a countdown until it does. Okay, I see. I have no idea what Doom ever did because I just avoided it. I think I have an idea what happens if you don't avoid it. See, that's what I'm talking about. Doom should be a mechanic in... Oh shit, wait, we're on hard difficulty. It might be later. We might see this enemy more in dungeons, actually. That would be kind of cool. Because that Doom in this game would be a lot more... oh shit. Forgot to pull him. Doom in this game would be a lot more momentous of a mechanic if it had more going on in the fight. But there really is no fight that uses Doom, I think. Oh, fuck, too early. Ugh. Yeah, let's go. I will also say I did not like this game's ending either. I have a game in particular I could really compare it to, but I won't compare it to it right now. But there is a very certain game that I would compare it to. Okay, so yeah, this Doom is a countdown. And then it leaves that big AoE, and that AoE would probably instant kill. Damn it, too early again.
Waken winds!
Nice try.
Oh shit. There we go. God damn, this game's beautiful. You know what else is beautiful is fucking Baldur's Gate. Really pretty looking game. The way we're doing shaders and shadows now in games, like between this and Baldur's Gate, is really fucking... Goddamn, these games look good. Metroid Prime remake, remastered rather. I don't know if Elden Ring definitely had that look to it, the solid, but Armored Core might as well. Armored Core, though, they released the system requirements for Armored Core, and it is less than Elden Ring. Now, it should be. Armored Core is not a open world game. Not only that, but Armored Core missions are pretty contained, right? So, yeah, less demanding specs, which is great. I can run Elden Ring at 60. I'm happy I'm going to be able to run Armored Core. Maybe it's 75. Maybe we'll push it. If not, no big deal. I'll settle for 60. Frankly, you buy higher refresh rate monitors more for input latency decrease.
So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
Because running games hard, higher is hard. Armored Core 6
And
maps,
now
while relatively linear, are going to be fucking huge. You might have looked at more previews than I did.
What of the Imperials?
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve.
I
We
saw
should
the
go back.
IGN video, and I
Cole
didn't
is
want to
worried
see
about
anything
Martha.
else.
All right.
Heading back? We're heading back. Probably after this, we'll be able to get Chocobo.
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
Excuse me.
No one survived then.
I'm sorry. Before he passed, one of them bade me tell you not to blame yourself.
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their blood's not on my hands. Cole said you cast their remains. That was good of you. But it should have been me. This was all my fault.
How? You couldn't have known.
But I did. And I turned a deaf ear to the warnings like the fool I am. The rumors started moons ago. Of black-clad devils descending on villages in the dead of night to slit the throats of sleeping bearers. But I assumed it was all just nonsense concocted by the Empire. Nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand to a fugitive bearer.
And in ordinary times you would have been right. What these Black Shields are doing is unthinkable. Which begs the question, why do it at all? My mother
10
obviously
missions
has a
or
hand
10
in it.
hours?
I cannot make
Or
sense
10
of her
minutes.
actions.
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. Right now, I need swords and men to wield them, preferably big ones. If those Imperials think they can come in here again and threaten my people, they're in for a rude
10
awakening.
missions.
Oh, before I forget, Astolos
An
from
Armored
Otto
Core gets
landed
a
just before you arrived.
fuck ton of missions.
He asked me to tell you that Gav has returned.
Then we must as well. Will you be all right here, Martha?
We can stay longer if you wish.
No need. I'll be ready should the
Fucking love
Imperials
mechs.
come calling. Though I wouldn't turn my nose up if you were to lend me a pair of them strapping young curse breakers.
Starfield has gone gold, which is a little concerning, because the game Normally a game goes gold like a few months because the games need to be pressed and released physically. Unless Starfield has a delayed physical release. I don't think it does. Right, but no, we do not have any chocobo until we, fuck man.
Try not to move.
Yes, gonna do these.
You handy with that sword of yours? Course you are. Bet you're a bloody marvel with the thing. Now, question is, are you willing to use it or not? Because a flock of noble chocobos are in need of help.
Chocobos.
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 You heard me right. Wild birds? Hmm? The big ones? And not just any chocobos at that. Whiteheart and her flock are the bravest birds you ever did see. They protect travellers round these parts from bandits and the like.
Chocobos. Fighting bandits.
It's true. Why, they saved me from a gang of footpads only yesterday. Nasty lot they were too. And now, they're back, looking to settle the score. Oh, go on then. Don't just stand there. Go and help them.
I'm not going to do that.
All right.
There's a good lad.
Where can I find these chocobos?
I saw him cut across the way over yonder. The rotten scoundrels were driving the poor things towards the old dock. It's a dead end, that is. You save Whiteheart and her flock, you hear me? There ain't a pluckier bird in all the world. She's a hero to us locals. And don't worry.
Oh no, September 6th is the release
You'll know
date.
her when you see her, right enough.
I'm sure I will.
And good luck to you. And give those no-good bastards a hiding from me.
The preload will be available on the 30th. On Steam, the PC preload. I don't know how Xbox preloads are, or Xbox, Windows Store preloads are. I don't know how those work.
Whiteheart. That's quite a name for a chocobo.
I don't know if they have the same issues as Steam preloads, where sometimes it can be faster to just raw download it rather than decrypt your preload. Though I think Steam has taken care of those issues, actually. I don't think it's like that anymore for Steam. I think. Steam definitely doesn't have the shader compilation issues anymore. That was fixed.
I thought Ambrosia was one of a kind. Speaking of brave birds. Looks like they went that way.
My mouth is all fucked up. If I stop streaming, it would be more because my mouth feels uncomfortable. It doesn't even hurt, it's just uncomfortable.
These chocobos aren't going down without a fight.
Again, actually, there's like fucking 3 canker sores on my mouth because of all my mouth breathing.
We got you cornered, Feathers. You didn't think you'd seen the last of us, did you? You've been bad for business. But I reckon someone will pay good coin to mount your head on their wall.
Not around here, they won't.
Oh. And why's that, eh?
Because she's something of a hero in these parts. You hurt her, and I hurt you.
Piss off. Or better still, how about we hurt you both?
All right then.
I had to talk to animals before I poached them. Hiya! Do it. God damn it. There we go. big guy. Whoa, I didn't know he had that range. Holy shit. Oh, that's unfair. That's on me.
Let's try.
One more counter and we're golden. Almost. Actually, you know what, Sid? I think out of all the games of this year, I think this is the best combat of any of them. I still like 7 Remakes combat more though, honestly. I think 7 Remakes combat is a little more faster paced. It's simpler. The staggering mechanic of 7 Remake is a lot more dynamic. Because this is character action. This is Devil May Cry. 7 Remake really does its own thing. It's not trying to be character action. But the integration of Stagger in 7 Remake feels really well thought out and is a lot more individually rewarding on a specific scale regarding enemies. Fuck.
Nice try.
I should have done the dodge. But again, I need like a cohesive list of everything else that released this year, but I think this has been like the most enjoyable gameplay. Of course, I love Zelda games for the puzzles, and Tears of the Kingdom still delivers on the puzzle aspects. And I love how Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom.
White Heart, I presume.
Oh, hey, look at that. Que.
Do you know her, boy?
Que.
That scar. It couldn't be.
Yeah, it's Ambrosia.
Ambrosia. It is you. You survived.
Man, what a fucking... It's been a fantastic year for games, man.
And you found yourself a flock.
So many good games.
Oi! Is it over? I thought I'd come and see how you were getting on. Oh, you sorted the bastards then. I knew you would. And the whole flock.
As of right now, I feel
Thankfully, they did.
Baldur's Gate or Tears of the Kingdom might be up for Game of the Year, but that's hard to say. There's a lot of them that could very well be. But in terms of like industry impact makes it hard to say.
Well, I'll be. I never stopped to think our hero here might once have been someone's mound. Though I dare say she'd suit a fine fellow like yourself.
Because the's a lot of games that have released this year and are going to release this year that we will still be playing and talking about in 10 years.
You are.
Que?
Bird like her would have cost a princely sum. You born a lord or something?
Well,
Oh, no, sorry. I didn't mean to pry.
And the year's still not done.
Who you are.
Still not
right
fucking done.
Me.
There's still a Mario RPG remake happening.
She wants her master back, I reckon.
Queh. I love the chocobo sounds in this game.
Pals agree.
Is that it? You want to come with me?
Well, bugger me if this ain't a heartwarming sight.
The chocobos are so huge, and Ambrosia has that stare.
Stay
and then she
where
just
you
lets out
are.
a very soft queh. I think it's a really good touch. We still got Spider-Man. There's still a Yakuza. It's a spin-off Yakuza. Fuck it, we quit. Street Fighter 6 could...
Doesn't she Cotton Hanson
Street Fighter 6 has so much single-player content. And it's a phenomenal fucking Street Fighter game.
2 scraps of leather's the very least I owe old Whiteheart. Oh, I'll be sad to see her go, of course. But she's earned her right to happiness and more besides. Don't you worry, we'll get along just fine without her. You hear that, Whiteheart? You've earned yourself some time off. You have fun traveling with your master.
Final Fantasy Strange Dogs. Queh.
Anyhow, best be on my way. Good luck to the both of you.
Say the line, Ambrosia.
I'll call you when I need you.
Alrighty. So, yeah, we're gonna have to do all the plus side quests. Though I'm willing to bet that, because I didn't get all the those treasures back at the hideaway, I did not get all of those in my first save. I 100%ed the game. I 100%ed the game. So, whatever the fuck those other 2 trophies were, must be New Game Plus exclusive. So, hold on, let me walk in case there's dialogue. No, okay. I think all of them came from pluses, though. I hope they do. And I also hope there are not plus quests locked behind unmarked quests. I feel like 14 has done that, but I don't remember where. I know all of Hildebrand is blue.
Ah, Clive! Oh, I've missed that scowl.
I mean, there's a bunch of quests for like random emotes and stuff that are never marked blue.
Old pal Gav.
Things like that.
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head?
And it's just like the pacing is still fine if you do the plus quests, but we gotta, you know, I wanna get through the game, man.
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the 2 nations beat their shields.
I know there's a quest in Mordona that's blue that I haven't done. And that lockbox in
I'll never see
Charlene
us
still
coming.
haunts me, still teases me.
It's time we moved on the mother crystals.
Goddamn right.
Four mother crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rossfield.
Lord Byron Rossfield of the Seven High Houses.
Goddamn
the
right.
magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait.
Uncle Byron, you gotta kick this
Rossfield.
man's butt.
And you're a Rossfield, of course.
Gav is so galaxy brain.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune. Along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
Uncle Byron, god tier character incoming. Hunt board. Oh fuck, I'm gonna have to do some hunts. That's the other thing is there are hunts you need to do for the plus quests, but it's possible more hunts are locked behind the prior hunts.
What are we waiting for, indeed?
Yeah. There's also there's also chains of side quests. I don't know, man. I am going to make like a save, I guess. A manual save. Because there are points where the game will cut off side quests, and I don't think it's tied to events such as like Sid dying, but we'll see. This quest, Kalkin Ball, is still here, right? So I'm just it's been introduced before that quest can have cutoff times.
So Mather's all right. What's the matter? The hunt board.
The hunt board. Sorry.
It's where
This
the
is the
curse
matter.
breakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those that might pose a threat to our operations if they were left to roam free. Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted,
I thought he was gonna talk.
doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later. Was that what you wanted to know?
Of course not, Koopa. I knew that already. And that's all. I'm not gonna read all that. Fuck off. So I need them all slay. I need you to slay them all, Kupo.
Right. Well, leaving your mightiness aside for the moment, the people of Alastia are going through a lot already. What with the Blight and the war. The last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorizing them on top of everything else. So if the curse breakers are too busy to help, then perhaps I can. Or at least I can try.
Oh, thank you. It's good to have found someone who understands me, Kupo. I'll stay here then and keep an eye on the billies at the post on the board, so if there's anything you need, I'm your Murgle, Kupo. The Angel of Death. We'll see how many we can skip. Again, I love hunt boards. I love those quest boards back in the Battle Network games, right? Those trading I love that shit. The hunt board comes from Final Fantasy 12, not Final Fantasy 14. It is in 14, but 14 also got it from 12. And I think that's a really cool idea. But we're streaming, so.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I don't know, Clive, you might be like too much like him. I forgot about all this. Jesus Christ, we have so much to do before we get to the fun part.
Return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
Oh, Jill plot's okay. But again, Jill needs fucking flashbacks.
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past.
I just kept thinking about it. Literally just a handful of detailed flashbacks.
I must do the same.
Because Jill has a very solid background and lore.
We'll face it together then.
And motivations.
To the end.
But it's so hard to get into it. Because the
come on.
Weight, it's the weight of Jill's everything that isn't really conveyed because it's not something visually shown.
How far
really.
do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Company.
Chocobos tamping the ground with their feet.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! Thought they were loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed.
I think a lot of we can talk about this again with we can bring back up the Baldur's Gate discussion with the developers worrying about it.
A new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all for the transgressions of but a handful.
Because this game is a really good example of
we shall have our full cooperation.
Some things in that discussion.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
It was as we were saying with Tears of the Kingdom, Baldur's Gate
like the miller's son?
does do things that really should become like standard. It innovates in the medium. And in some cases it doesn't innovate, it just does things that we used to do in games, but we don't do anymore.
Heard. Someone's been stirring up trouble.
And it does them very well.
On the garrison,
fantastic execution.
Stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, Empire
Why
gets.
was Larian able to do it, but other AAA devs aren't?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits.
With the rising... if there were more to...
You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What with their 100 full legions? We're going hunting for outlaws.
The problem with things like Tears of the Kingdom or... Tears of the Kingdom is an easier example. Because developers of AAA games do not get to set do not get to set their expectations. Developers themselves don't set expectations. Developers themselves don't set their time frames, their budgets, or how many people are working on things. That's for suits. That's for management. That's for positions that can be revolving doors. It is an advantage that studios like Larian have, or other AAA studios could run like how Nintendo does too. But those studios are also way more worried about profit in the long run.
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just
Things
now.
like layoffs, right?
You seen
Layoffs
them,
are
didn't you?
pretty...
At least I think there was a Black Shield.
Layoffs happen every year.
Yes, I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited
It's
the village?
almost, it's just how it is.
What do you
It's a
think?
really shitty thing
Amber's
to
the
just
arse
be.
end of nowhere.
It is what it is
And
about,
they thought
right?
we might be harboring
Layoffs
firebrands.
and unemployment.
If only we were. I might have turned him in and become a Black Shield myself.
Nintendo doesn't do that.
You don't
Nintendo
think these
employees get to
firebrands
stay
the Empire is looking
for
could be us, do you?
a long time.
But we need to find out.
Other AAA developers end up being revolving doors, so developers that worked and planned and designed certain things may not be there to continue to work and design those things. Halo Infinite is partly a huge mess as it is, because the developers that made the engine of Halo Infinite were not working at 343 anymore by the end of the game. So not only was 343 cycling in new blood onto Halo Infinite mid-development, there was nobody to tell and instruct the new blood on how the fuck anything
We
worked.
couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
The teams that have been
May
working
I
at
at least
Nintendo
ask
and the
why?
teams that have been working on Zelda have
I
been
don't
there
know
for
who
a
you
very
are
long
or what
time.
brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pole.
Then we shall be on our way.
Yeah, nobody here wants us here. Again. Hi, Torkel.
These
I'm not
people
done
live with a
talking, I'm
knife
just
to their
letting him talk.
throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Mayhaps.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Because if studios were to not lay off, they would lose profit.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
If
And
studios
directly
were
into the
to
path
let
of whoever
AAA
or
games
whatever lurks here.
have extended time frames, malleable time frames, we'll say, right? If AAA games were allowed to have malleable time frames, I will buy these guys.
Ever since the apothecary,
They will cost more money.
These echoes.
What do you think is waking them? Will
And the
Mother Crystals
suits,
collapse?
mostly
I have
the
an idea.
suits don't want that.
You know.
Sometimes the developers don't like that. We talked about it with the Yakuza devs, who do yearly releases and do not want more than 2 years to do their games, because
More
that
of my
becomes a
mother's
lot of
men.
pressure at that point to take that long. Though granted, Yakuza also benefits from having the same, like, teams. I think Sega has done layoffs, but I don't think Sega's are as egregious. Fuck it, I need some XP. Especially because I need to piece off here. So, the thing is, there will be, like, the developers, I can tell you from, like, a creativity perspective, you want what you work on to be, like, the developers see the flaws, too. Halo Infinite didn't ship with anyone that was working on it thinking, you know, everything about it was perfectly flawless. The thing is, when the expectations rise due to Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate, the suits will tell the developers, we want you to make a game of this caliber. However, you will have to do it on the same budget and you will do it on the same time frame because we as a AAA studio, you will not be profitable. These games you make will not be profitable if you take longer than this to make them, but you got to make them better due to rising standards. That is the real fear in things like Baldur's Gate, right? And Tears of the Kingdom. Is those games are going to raise standards for developers, but they are not going to improve conditions such as the suits aren't going to tell them make a game like that, but get more time. But to do it, we're going to give you more time, and we're going to give you more money, and we're going to hire better management. No, it's going to be make a game like Baldur's Gate, make a game like Tears of the Kingdom, but do it in the exact same time frame and budget and scope as we've already done. Or rather, not scope. Increase the scope, same budget. And then end up with more messes. And generally, also, just games that take that long to develop. AAA games do take longer to develop in general than they ever have before. That means they always become more risky. So there's an incentive to minimize risk. And especially, again, when publishers want to make as much profit as possible. And it sucks. It fucking sucks. Every game, because a game like Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, or Baldur's Gate 3 come once a generation.
The Black Shields.
You know, there are never going to be experiences that are like them ever again.
Still, you would bear your steel. Why then? We owe you our thanks.
They should raise the standards.
You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again.
That again.
I'll show you a truce, Rosaria.
So yeah, it sucks. Because Baldur's Gate reminds me of why I fell in love with Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect in general. But there is never going to be another Mass Effect of that caliber. I don't have that much hope in modern BioWare. But yeah, Baldur's Gate really reminds me what I love about Mass Effect, what I love about Bethesda games even. That's why, you know, Starfield and Bethesda, you know, Elder Scrolls 6 is going to take just as long as Starfield has. Because they need it. There's somebody, yeah, there's a goddamn mage over here. No. Here we go. So what I think has happened with this game, right, is when you do AAA games and you are going through a board and you are going through a dozen suits, and there's a massive chain of management and what you have to do is everything about the game has to be planned and appropriately managed. I forget the technical word for it, but you are writing up documents on how the game is going to, the time frame of everything about the game's development. The proposal, it is your proposal to them, and in your proposal it's going to include budget, scope, and how much of a team is needed, and the time frame from pre-production to production, and everything in between has to be detailed there. To be safe, probably to be safe with Final Fantasy XVI, the plan from the beginning probably was to have these cutscenes that we have that are canned animations with still cameras. And things like Jill having her all her backstory said and not shown.
Why you?
In an ideal world, if it were Larian, right? If it were Larian, who has the freeform ability to do so,
the branded you freed.
They would have gone back and made the animations. They would have gone back and introduced those flashbacks. When you have a staff of several hundred people, and also several, like, not only are these AAA games operating on
Those are Old Hills gates.
Then we hurry.
Several hundred developers, but also outsourcing. So that means not only are there moving cogs regarding every single, like, developer you've got, but you've also got moving cogs in third parties and outsourced work in some areas. So there's all these moving parts, and everything has to stay moving. That's why it's best to stay safe in case anything goes wrong in any of those moving parts. So even with as much like time as this game, you know, Final Fantasy XVI was done for a while before it actually released.
Death.
And it's like, well, why didn't they add more in that year's time? It's how much work outside of actually doing it is involved. With Larian, they just do it. Anyway, this is what the last village we were in was trying to avoid. I got an anecdote I can talk about with what I'm talking about in a sec.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone?
I don't know.
Yeah, because it's not just their bearers, but her own people. Their own people, rather.
Clive.
Like, same region. There is no reason to be here. I've been talking over it. There is no reason for...
I will learn what madness drives her.
For Clive's mom to have anyone in this area. This is their own turf.
We should go.
Yes.
There's not even like...
We can't leave them here like this.
They're not even like suppressing
but
fear.
If the Black Shields have made it this far south.
Or they're not suppressing even out of fear, you know? These people are too scattered for anything like that already. They're already the bare minimum. And still slaughtered.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
Okay, just making sure.
Run like the wind.
All right, we made it.
I did, Mummy.
Mummy.
I could hear him shouting from down the road.
Huh.
They're all Rosarian.
Oh, yeah.
But this is their home.
So, I mentioned before there was a game, and I was working on a project for it, making the I wouldn't call it a horizontal slide, but a proof of concept video rather for animation for it. And there was a turnaround time of a week to make the video. We were to meet that deadline. There were less.
What happened to this place?
My mother happened.
Checks. You know, I can work faster on my own. If I'm just working and going at my own discretion, I can get a lot of work done faster. If at every animation for every shot, I need to stop, have it looked at, have it advised and gone over, that would not have been feasible within a week.
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
We were doing like an animation of an ollie. That's as simple as it can be, right? It's just an ollie. Skateboard ollie. Getting the ollie correct took like a week. Of a call every day for like a week. At least a week's worth of time.
Dogs they are.
And reviewing every part of that ollie.
Or we'll die on your doorstep. Better out there than
A lot of that was in studying and figuring out guidelines.
Those crystals belong to us all. I said, where were you, filth? Back to your sties. I'll cut you down where you stand. Destroy.
So the idea of adding more.
No chance of slipping through
also,
unnoticed.
again,
we'll need to find another way in.
There's. It gets more involved than just doing it. You've got to run through other people in other departments to do things and make things.
I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no.
Ooh.
My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
I also learned in that process.
As long as it is abandoned.
I don't like having my shoulder looked over. I don't like animating with management. I don't like that at all.
We haven't seen a single black shield
that shit was stressful. Even
Maybe
with it was like
who they were looking for.
Max didn't do anything to make it uncomfortable either. He did it. He's a professional at it. He knows what he's doing, and pushed it along well. And definitely, the advisement is very necessary from the director. It is essential, right? So that everybody is on the same page. That's another thing is in AAA games, getting hundreds of people on the same page and in the same motion as what's going on with the project itself. A lot of this really comes to mind with Mass Effect Andromeda, because for BioWare specifically, the developers that anonymously talked about what went wrong with that shitty BioWare game along with Mass Effect Andromeda is the issues I'm talking about. There was no clear direction. Nobody knew what was going on. But yeah, anyway, having that look over my shoulder, it felt too like I just wanted to get the shit done, you know. But the checks are necessary, so there has to be a balance, basically. But regardless of the balance, I like working at my own pace. I can see why Valve also likes working at their own pace, and why, you know, if anyone doesn't remember, there was going to be a Team Fortress 2 show for Adult Swim. That was totally in the works. It never happened because Valve doesn't work on time frames. So Valve did not agree with Adult Swim on things like time frame for the episodes. Because the one short they did make, the bread one, that shit like took like 2 years. So like, how are they gonna make that many episodes like that, you know? And that's how Valve rolls, is it doesn't do time frames like that. If anyone also doesn't know how Valve works,
fight like that.
It's not just
And he's long dead.
time frames, but in Valve you can work wherever you want, and wherever division.
The blessing of the Phoenix.
Oh hey.
It can't be. I was there when you died.
Never mind, he's not here.
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
Wedge.
We can speak inside.
What was it saying? What else was I saying? Shit.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas,
oh right, Val.
there is
Okay,
only
I'll remember
so much
that.
a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge. Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps... Perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
Let's go. I will now talk over them. At Valve, you have
imagine this endeavor will require
your
more than
desks
just
are
our
on
weight.
wheels.
And let's hope Sir
And
Wade
if
has
you
a
want to
good
work in a
quartermaster.
division, you just roll your desk over there. If you want to work on CS:GO 2, you just roll your desk over, go back to TF2 anytime, but nobody's rolling their desks over to TF2, so that's how Valve works. That's Valve's fucking structure. It's very unique in the industry and still is.
You're telling me that's the Archduke?
That's all I had to say about Valve.
Tell
Very
us then,
unique.
Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buett Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment.
And I
Sensing an
think at the end of the
opportunity to
day,
end the Guardians,
as long as
the
we
Black
appreciate
Shields will
that
call for
Baldur's Gate
reinforcements,
3 is so
who will
unique,
be met from the rear by parties of my
and we
brothers
appreciate
hidden
that
throughout the
Baldur's Gate
surrounding
3 is
hills.
going to be
This
a
will
once-in-a-generation
allow us to wage battle on
game,
the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed.
and we're going to be talking about
While
it
the
10
Black
years,
Shields have
20
an
years from
advantage in
now.
numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Just like with Breath of the
Small
Wild.
enough. Now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
But yeah, a little bit back to what I had said like last time we talked about it is planning a game of the scale of Baldur's Gate is risky.
Perhaps now they will find
and
peace.
these days when
There is but
companies
one
are
thing which will
obsessed
grant
with
them
profits and
Putting
will
an
lay
end to
people
the Black
off for the
Shields.
sake of profit.
And so we shall.
And also, because they do layoffs, they can't keep the same developers at length on a project for the duration of their fucking development. It's too risky.
We'll keep them
They
from
have
it.
to play it
Blessing of the
safe.
Phoenix go with you.
And it sucks. It is stifling.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their
So
first
we
village,
really do have to
we tracked
appreciate
down
when
the
games like
bastards
Baldur's Gate
responsible and
happen.
fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Come on. Faster.
Excuse me.
Look at me sideways.
Man, we have not done an action level in a while.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
We're probably gonna get one action level in this stream. And then that'll be it.
What is it now? I told you! We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us
Yep.
that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame!
What did they say in FF7?
area!
Forest area!
I don't remember. There was a flower girl, there was a dog, there was a barkeep, there was a dude with a gun on his arm.
Swords, we swear!
Fuck! When President Shenra was like, who the hell are you guys? I know the dog's a professional wrestler. Oh yeah, we've got open. Yeah. Jeff Keighley has an event next week in Germany. It's not too important though. He already said like,
bloody hell.
There will be updates. Most of the announcements that will be at the presentation for it will be updates on prior announced games.
Oh, good. I needed that. Nice try.
More dragons.
Good. Bring them in. Everyone can catch this smoke today.
The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
Level 3 is on Setsuka. Nah, we can do better. Let me do my best here to get it leveled up. Wait, this is the only enemy left. Ah, fuck it. Holy shit, that didn't kill it. Oh my god, we are getting, we are level 58, and they are 62.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point, that this land is in dire need of cleansing.
Whoops. Well, that was a waste. I gotta say, the Kingdom Hearts parent, I said it before, the Kingdom Hearts parent was a very good idea.
So wait.
Oh shit, that was close.
There's no one
I almost
to keep
blew
them
it.
occupied.
Oh, hold on. This will be
We
worth
need
it.
to finish this.
You mean finish him?
Yeah, this will be worth it. Oh shit, I didn't see him jump. Yeah, just instantly clear out the ad, so why not?
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud! Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it. As we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
If we are coming up on Dhalmekia, we'll start Dhalmekia next stream, no matter what. That's either now or we have an action stage beforehand. I don't remember.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
That's right, we gotta go meet Byron first.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
And here we are. Skipped us ahead, don't worry.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him, and means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosefield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
Got me fucked up.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens.
It's one of the
There'll
best
be
scenes in the
guests.
game.
We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother.
All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle.
Goddamn right.
Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Emphasis on chill, I wonder why. Good golly.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that Lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could.
Doesn't count. We were like that was already in the game.
And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all.
Excuse me. Ruin the moment.
I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
All right then. Our next move is either Dalmekia, or I think we have something to do for Jill before then. Maybe that's after. There was a lot of foreshadowing up to that scene, though. Fuck, I love PS5. I love SSD loading times.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Typical noble.
Oh no, a side quest. Okay, just one.
How did we never
There are
hear
new
about
billets
these
being
Guardians of the
posted.
Flame?
Clive!
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn. And if I'm honest, he ain't been. Normally, it only takes something to get him
Blacksmith's
down.
upset.
It's like he's lost his spot. I'm thinking he might.
I wonder what's bothering Blackthorn.
If you think it will help.
Knew you'd understand.
But if
I
he
almost
doesn't
said
want to talk,
Blacksmith.
All right. Now,
He has
he'll
a
only
name,
smell
his
a
name's
rat if wait a
Blackthorn.
bit, then head.
Go see what's up with him. Stop by Vivian real quick. Get a new synopsis.
Back again, Lord Rosfield. I'm touched that you should find me such good company.
Blush.
It is not your company, but your counsel that I seek on this occasion.
Ever the charmer. What will it be today, then?
The Iron Kingdom. I need to know what to expect.
You'll soon be setting sail for Drake's Breath, then, I take it. The mother crystal that rises from the boiling sea. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian had only to brave the waves to visit it. But then the Ironblood made their move. As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystals sacred, and they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether and with the blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon
Maybe
the
I should have
Grand
waited
Duchy
so we had
of
this lore
Rosaria.
going into it.
And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity.
Well, fuck it. We'll do
A few
this
short
level.
days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Drastanus, home of Drake's Breath, and plucked it
I just
from
don't know how
Duchy's
long the side
grasp.
quest is gonna take.
Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of Duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island. And with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity. The Mother Crystal is both the object of the Iron Blood's worship and their gateway to the continent, making Drastanus the holiest of holy grounds, from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth to claim the remaining Mother Crystals, or die trying.
My father and my grandfather both traded blows with the Iron Blood for control of Drake's Breath. Had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate, we would have sent our entire fleet against them.
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria, sacked the capital, killed the men, and captured the women,
including Jill. I'd say you'd be forgiven for wanting a little revenge, Clive.
My only aim is to destroy the Mother Crystal. But thank you all the same. Not much else to do here. Let's see if Jill's ready.
What about Blackthorn? Come on, Clive. Gotta think about Blackthorn.
I could have sworn that monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
First, what's he gonna do?
August was worried that I thought you might...
I told you not.
Clive just wants to talk to him. Please, mate.
It's not the sort of thing you bother people.
Why didn't you tell us all this?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armor, things like that. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by.
It said like that.
Masterpiece of level work. Light,
It's not
supple,
curious.
and tougher than it had any right to be.
Cuirass.
Made my stuff look like every clumsy shit. I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. And now every time I reach for my hammer, I'm reminded that I'm not the craftsman I thought I was. There. You got what you came for. Now piss off.
All right.
Bang. Bang.
I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Like a storm cloud full of hail. Didn't think anything could rattle him. Least of all a stupid piece of leather.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Questioning it means questioning himself. Something tells me this is only going to get worse. If he has doubts, it will affect his work.
I couldn't agree.
He said he should have bought that cuirass, assuming you're happy to.
Too bloody right.
Glad to hear it.
All right, let's go find it. First to Karen.
Karen, Blackthorn mentioned that...
And he ain't been himself.
Sorry, sold it. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it. But it were nicely put together. That's for next all his stuff to order.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit of a... I don't trust hunters, neither.
I see.
He did tell me something, though. Apparently, his next commission's for a set of griffin hide greaves.
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers were placing bets on who'd back. Now, where the bleeding hell was excited?
Thank you, Karen.
At least you admit it.
So, it sounds like going after that griffin might be...
I'll leave the hunting to you. While you get on with that, I'll ask around the markets.
Good idea.
Alrighty. We got a hunt to do for the story. Main side quests. Oh fuck, there's another one down there. Let's do these side quests for the night, and after that we'll call it. We'll do the levels next time. Down, down, down we go. These ones are okay, but there's not much to write home about.
See, I am...
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just, well...
It's good to know there's something of the old height.
Martell's pride and joy.
Yep.
It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but look at it now.
Oh, right.
All our hard work's finally
we didn't do the
paying
side
off.
quest involving her.
I took it on, you see, after she died, and now the fruit's finally ready to eat. And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty. Sweet as you like, in fact. She
Martell was,
right out of it.
she was growing these at
Impressive.
the old hideaway.
And welcome news to more than a few, I'd say.
I thought
And this
first
dude
harvest could
was
go to the curse breakers.
ignorant of
On
what she
account of
was
all they do
doing,
for the
but in
hideaway.
her place is
You
taking
couldn't
it up.
take them some, could you?
Anyway.
It'll be nice.
Oh, she always had a soft spot. Here you go. Martell apples, they're called. You hear that, Martell?
Well, alright. Wait, I'm stupid. That was not a plus sign. Fuck! Well, now we can... Oh, shit, why'd I do that? I'm still not all the way there, mentally. Let me tell you, I've done some... Oh my god, I've done some of the stupidest shit while I've had this sickness. Real dumbass things. The dumbest was, Monday. I had, what is it? When the coughing started, I wanted, cough drops. I thought I had cough drops in my car.
How could this place be confusing?
So I'm riddled, sick in bed. So I hop out of bed, go to my car.
Did you even read it?
And first off, on my way to the car, there was an Amazon delivery worker who saw me, you know, come out of the house and walk to my car like a fucking zombie. You know, I give him a wave, but I'm so fucking sick and I just look dead. I'm sure I looked like a fucking zombie.
You two look like you could use something to eat.
Oh, we're just handing apples around.
Martel.
Weren't she the girl?
Course she was.
Aye, and brave as a bane.
Please up. No, she'd have been proud.
I think I mentioned before, side quests in this game, the non-important ones, are all world building and help you connect more with things going on and breathe life into
We never hear about these guardians
all these
of the void
characters.
every day.
Same way they never.
But so I was going to my car to look for cough drops. I passed the Amazon guy who rolls away as I'm coming out, and he looks at me like I'm fucking dead.
Blimey, these old Sid was even have them right.
That sounds like the Sid.
Planning on keeping that.
And
These aren't Martels.
open my car, look, can't find them.
I'm
Oh
glad to
yeah,
see
I
someone
took the
carried
cough
on
drops
what she
out of my
started.
car and threw them away
London easy.
because they fucking
Reckon she'd be
melted.
glad.
Because it's too goddamn hot.
Well, I've got some manners. You can leave the basket with me.
That was the last of the apples.
So I go back to the
I just head
house.
to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards.
And Mom had closed the door behind me. So I am knocking and ringing the doorbell for at minimum 5 minutes. Cape Norvrent, Westgate, Sunbreck. Just like hunts in Final Fantasy XIV, they don't give you enough goddamn detail. But it's over fucking here. I can just take the gate, right? Do that. Yeah, just like 14, they don't tell you exactly where hunts are. Fuck off. Well, we're walking. So, the thing about it is while I'm sitting there
Good day to you.
knocking pretty loudly, nobody hears the knocks, nobody hears the doorbell ring, and I'm sitting there for 5 minutes doing that because I'm locked out. I realize
quite talented with
later
that
in the
movie.
day, after I've already gotten back into the house by going around to the backyard and knocking at the door in the backyard because people are closer to that door. But later in the day, I realized when I went out to my car, I had my keys on me. I was literally holding the key to the door in my hand as I was knocking and ringing the doorbell for 5 fucking minutes.
Good girl.
And I don't think it could ever get worse than that. I have read that disorientation and trouble thinking were some of the symptoms that may warrant hospitalization. I think I was getting there. There's also more severe ones, such as like lip color changing and stuff like that. Could have lost the keys. Yeah, I could have like dropped them somewhere. But God. Remember, we were here before. In a cutscene with Sid. But Sid told us to go around.
Griffins don't exactly make for easy prey. Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew.
Which really sucks because they tell you to go to the East Gate for this one. It says East Gate. This is a gate, and it's at the east. No. Over here.
Thanks, Gal.
My dyslexia also got way worse. And thankfully, that wasn't more permanent. I'm reading a lot better now. But man, is that shit scary.
The luck will have to wait.
Why did I do that? Ow. Oh, come on. Ah, too early.
Waken winds!
I'm backing out. Yeah, let's go. Juicy damage. Attack the weak spot for massive damage. Fuck it, we fall. What did we say earlier? Fuck it, we quit. Okay, let's go. Oh, come on.
Nice try.
Too early. Okay. early again. God damn it.
Thanks, boy. Too slow.
Fuck it, we quit. This will get us the... Oh shit, I didn't go into it. Level 5.
Enough.
Sorry, texting. Bark.
Is something there, boy?
Hey, it's the merchant that made that cuirass. Who was out here finding the griffin to make his next piece of gear.
Are you alright?
That griffin caught me before I could...
More likely than not.
The name's Camille.
Not so lowly from what you remember selling to a merchant.
She's not bought a cuirass from me after I lost my bite. Didn't stop her bartering me. She sent you...
It's not her who sent it.
Well, consider me flattered.
You should be.
Blacksmiths are proud folk, and I don't imagine an impressive
Oh
swordsman.
yeah, so we're gonna
I'd
get the...
dearly love to help a fellow. Actually, I suppose you could give him this.
Yeah.
What is it?
Treated leather. Same stuff I used to make that cuirass. If your man's as skilled as he sounds, he'll know what he's looking at.
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Well, you did save my life, and thanks to you, I'll be going home with all the griffin hide I can carry. I'd say it's the least I can do. Short of showing him how to make the thing myself, that is. But there are rules against it. Secrets of the trade and whatnot.
In that case?
I'd be much obliged if... Right. I've got... You send your blacksmith my ring.
Will do.
Alrighty. Alrighty, chat.
Hopefully this will sweeten Blackthorn's mood.
You get it because griffins taste sweet. I don't know if that's true. I am lying.
That monster's taken quite a liking to...
And with a bit of luck. How'd it go, Clark? Did you find him, or does...
I found him. And he asked me to give you this.
Along with his regards.
You're joking.
Get a load of that treated leather.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to work it, but that if you were as skilled as you sounded, you'd have no trouble understanding how it was done.
So that's his secret. Crafty bastard. He's layered and cross-grained it. Good few times, too. No wonder it's tough. And that's no ordinary oil he's used to get that finish. Oh, this is fine work. Even finer than I thought.
Yeah? I'll take your word for it. Just looks like leather to me. Still, I'm glad you're happy.
Yeah.
Here, Clive. You didn't happen to catch the fella's name, did you?
Camille, I believe.
I thought as much. There ain't many leather workers in the realm daft enough to do their own hunting, see? And his name kept cropping up when I was asking around. Turns out he's from Tabor. And again, most leather workers are. But our friend Camille guards a long-held family secret, the details of which are the subject of some debate in the leather-working community.
Then we better keep this close to our chests.
Listen, sorry for putting the both of you to all that trouble. Still, I'm glad you found him. This has cheered me right up.
That was the idea. Clive's idea. Anyway, he did most of the work.
It's good to have you back, Blackthorn.
Just don't expect me to go turning out work like this. There's a reason he does his own hunting. He knows exactly what hides to look for. And that's how he gets them to layer up so nicely. Don't get me started on how much oiling this leather would need. But I reckon I can make something about as good. Something a curse breaker will have no trouble carrying. Anyway, enough narrowing. I've got...
All right.
Looks like we won't be needing a new blacksmith.
As if there was a better... I wouldn't have been the same anyway. Right, now that's sorted. Thanks, Clive.
Got my mate back. It's so funny how much XP everything is giving us now. Because it has to. That was for a belt. But it is for a chain of side quests that are required. So, not much we can do about it. Speaking of, let's make that shit.
So, what'll it be?
Anything else we can make? Flawless Electrum. That will come from a hunt. Flawless Mass. That will also come from a hunt. $20 attack? What the hell is that? Oh, these are... No, what the hell is, Oh, well, and then? No, these are accessories. Yeah, no shit, okay. Healing potencies, but yeah, I already own that. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's finish up this other side quest I accidentally picked up. It looks like, though, we delivered all the other apples already, so we'll just, go, deliver this, or go tell them we delivered the apples. But yeah, that's all this side quest was some closure for Martel. That's the kind of thing I was concerned of, was like, if we didn't do that quest there, was this one locked? But I mean, these are both optional, so...
The curse breakers, they were clearly very...
They remembered her. I suppose she was very kind, even to a tongue-tied lummox like me.
Mm-hmm.
She put everything into her work. She wasn't going to rest until we had fruit sweet enough to enjoy. When she died, I named a sapling after her. And now it's a full-grown tree. Martel lives on through the fruit it bears.
And through you. Her dream would have died with her, had you not kept it alive. Had some...
I didn't do anything, really, but... Thank you.
By the way, Otto's expecting some of your crop. And I wouldn't mind some of it either, if...
Of course not. I'll see that you're both well provided for. They like your fruit, Martel. Isn't that wonderful? I'd say it's about time we planted you some siblings, don't you think?
Okay, let's go talk to Jill. That's how you fast travel back to the beginning of the hub.
It will be over soon.
You ready?
I think so.
Jill, when you told me you had to come to terms with your past, you weren't talking about destroying Drake's breath, were you?
No. I spoke of Imran, the leader of the Crystalline Orthodox.
Oh?
The man who made me do all those unspeakable things. I'm going to kill him. It's what I need to do to put the past behind me. What I need to move forward. And I know that I can do it. If you're there beside me.
Always.
And I'll be beside you, too. We'll bring down the Mother Crystal together. All while Sid looks on.
We'll make him proud.
Alrighty, we will start here next week. Oh my god. When I said I would make a manual save, I never fucking made a manual save. Well, I guess it's not too late to make said save. On Friday, hopefully we do KOF. We have Guilty Gear next Friday, and I also feel like we're forgetting something else. But if we are, we might try to squeeze it in, but those are the plans right now. Yeah, KOF and Strive next Friday. And we'll continue Final Fantasy 16 next Wednesday, when I hopefully will feel much better. So, we are coming here. Let me check a date on something, because once we get into September, I am going to 2 weddings in September. And when I go to those weddings, I will not be here for those Wednesdays. Wait, no, only the second one. The first one is local. So that's we might miss a Wednesday next month, but yeah, that'll be the plan. But for now, we're good. We'll be back next week and KOF on Friday. So till next time, go to bed.